Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for it? And I'm talking about Hurricane Hanna. That's right, Hanna is strengthening and intensifying and down to 992 millibars of pressure. So we are on the doorstep of a hurricane. And so, red alert, bitches. And I'm saying that because we are looking at the precipitable water here, and that is one of the biggest moisture signatures I have ever seen here at THORnews. So we have an absolute shit ton of rain moving into Texas as I speak. So everyone be prepared for it. And this storm still has about 20 to 24 hours to increase in wind speeds, intensity, and strength. And that is a whole lot of pink. That is a dangerous, dangerous level of pink. And we got multiple situations going on here, because not only do we have soon-to-be Hurricane Hanna, we've got Tropical Storm Gonzalo, we've got Hurricane Douglas heading to Hawaii in the Pacific, and then we've got that big beast, 92L, just rolling off the Atlantic, which everybody's sure is going to be a major hurricane and probably a major threat to land in the future. But we've got all this monsoonal rain having large portions of Arizona and New Mexico be under flash flood warnings. South Texas, you are my people, you're a strong people, and I want you to be prepared, like we're all Boy Scouts, regardless of gender, because this yellow continues to encroach upon the land, and so some areas will see easily over 10 inches of rain. Will we break 20 inches of rain in some spots? I would guess yes. And the more the storm strengthens, the larger the storm surge will be. The biggest danger with this thing, though, will be rain and water. And usually water kills the most people in giant storms. So please, Texans, make me proud. Take this thing seriously. Be prepared. And hey, if you need to get to higher ground, which is a weird saying in Texas because, our ground is not always the highest, but do what you need to do to keep yourself, your family, and your friends safe. And for any dumbasses out there, the plague is real, dude. It's pretty much got the same kill rate as the Spanish flu of 1918. And so if you do have to evacuate in a plague situation, please take that in consideration ahead of time for you, your friends, and your family. And I got to tell you, just letting you know, we do have dry air intrusion, which has been preventing this from rapidly intensifying. But once the eye wall closes off, it will strengthen faster. And so with still like 20 hours before landfall, there may be some rapid intensification, and like predicted like a week ago, 10 days, this would be a hurricane. And here we are. So I just want to say that's how Mother Nature is. She can surprise you because she is mysterious and powerful. So just be ready for just about anything. And we watch as the sun falls on our first landfalling hurricane, probably, of 2020. And that's a bad sign. Though it does appear my hurricane mojo's back, which is bittersweet because we don't necessarily want landfall hurricanes, but we're probably going to get them. And we're getting them. So everybody needs to be ready. This is probably going to be a super duper wild hurricane season, falling in line with all the trends of 2020. And so I want to remind you again, I do think 92L will be a threat to land and will probably be a major landfalling hurricane somewhere around Florida, or it could go inside of Florida. It could actually hit Crystal River, which is ironic if you've been with me for a while. But we'll continue to track that one. That one's still like 11 days out. And this one is at our doorstep. I am awake because I do the night shift during like hurricane season because I'm like to be great as planetary defense commander for you. For example, the 2 times we've had a major earthquake in Alaska that happened at like 3 a.m, I was on it within a minute and giving you guys major updates. So I like to do the best job I can for you guys because you guys treat me really well. And my eyeballs are still sore because I cried so hard. If you were with me last night during our live listen to the new Taylor Swift album, I highly recommend it. It is cathartic music for what we've all gone through in 2020, which has been so amazingly mildly horrific that we haven't had time to process all the death and grief. So thank you, Taylor. And check out the album in a full listen if you get a chance with a glass of wine, a beer, or Magic Willie Nelson herb, whatever your choice is. But I'll try and be with you every step of the way. I'll definitely probably be here with you till dawn. But yeah, definitely watch out, dude. Okay, here's the deal. In 2017, Saturn left Sagittarius and went into Capricorn, and the hurricane season was major. And so Saturn has retrograded back into Capricorn after being in Aquarius for a couple months. And so I would prepare for this hurricane season to be a lot like 2017, if not much worse. So the fact that we're going to be getting hit with a hurricane at the end of July, and we've got one or two, we got multiples coming down the board. We can work on those later. But for now, let me just say this is a big deal. And then more big deals are coming. I like to look at lightning as an indicator of how crazy things are and how crazy things might get. And the lightning is popping in the tail of Hanna. But look at it all up and down the monsoonal moisture. So we have a monsoon rolling in to meet with a hurricane. That sounds like a Jimi Hendrix song. Mother Nature is beautiful and always a work of art, plus dangerous if you're not prepared. Heavy green means heavy rain, and you've got heavy rain throughout the entire Gulf, pretty much. Then a large strip of heavy rain moving through New Mexico, Colorado, Nebraska, Kansas, and then up into the Great Lakes, and then some in Florida and Canada and the upper Northeast. So we may have some major floods happening. They've had major floods happening in China and India, and usually that pattern shifts to America after about a month, so get ready for it. Yeah, look at this thing blow and go. It's just growing, dude. This thing is a pretty large, massive storm. So no matter what, it's going to do some hurricane damage to some areas, regardless of wind speed. Talk about a big Mayan shift in 2012. When I started my YouTube channel almost 8 years ago, I never intended to be so majorly awesome at hurricanes, but I got that way somehow. And special thanks to Cranky Weather Guy, the greatest weatherman on the planet, and everybody in the Weather Twitter team, and Asteroid Fight Club, and Atmospheric Defense, and the Prayer Warriors, and all cool people on Earth. See, I think you've got hurricane warnings up, flash flood warnings up. You've got flash flood warnings in New Mexico. It's weird how it goes along the border. And then you've got heat warnings. Holy caramba. That's a big baby. And then you got Gonzalo, and then you got this down here, which is huge. And all the models are making it out to be a hurricane that's going to hit somewhere around this area. We can cover that later. This video is mostly about Hanna. And then you got Douglas heading for Hawaii. So you got Hanna about to hit Texas, probably a hurricane. And then Douglas, which may weaken to a tropical storm, may stay like a Category 1 as it hits Hawaii. So we could be getting hit by like 2 hurricanes in a couple of days just to start July. This could be the season where we get hit by the most hurricanes ever in modern record. Just letting you know. I try to get better every year, and we're looking for major signs without hyping things up. So all the major signs are here, and so it's like red alert, 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 alert. All right, so stay cool and be ready. Nicholas Barreto letting us know we have rapping in her core. Back in the day before I was Cool J, I used to hang up on the corner pumping games people play, sitting on a garbage can rhyming to my man, talking about big money and master plans. I was told the brothers if I got a contract, I'd be back to do a jam. Against all odds, here's THORnews or whatever. Thicker convection starting to wrap around the core of Hanna. This storm is growing. For the first time since 2017's devastating Hurricane Harvey, Texas coastal bend is under a hurricane warning. All right, we're under hurricane warning. It'll be a close call whether Tropical Storm Hanna truly reaches hurricane status. Landfall will likely occur, max winds near 70 to 75 miles per hour, but some people think it'll go over 80 miles per hour. Monsoon rain brought heavy rain to Tucson, Arizona, causing flash flooding in the area yesterday. This vehicle started floating while they were stuck at a traffic light. Frank's weather, deep convection now attempting to wrap around the western side of Hanna. Dry air still impacting these attempts, but this appears to be one of the strongest attempts yet. Closing off the center completely with deep convection would be very beneficial to Hanna strengthening over the next 24 hours as this makes landfall. And we're getting hit with an official solar storm. The KP4 index is up. So we got like comets, solar storms, new sunspots, hurricanes, tropical storms, badass Taylor Swift albums, nation at war with itself, me, you, Astro Fight Club. This shit is 2020 max and maxing out. Well, I guess if it's not max, it can definitely get crazier. So, and thanks to Storm Chaser Nick for always being awesome. Thanks to everybody out there for being awesome. But please, be ready. It's going to be a wild 3 months, man. Yo, Recon has found Hanna's extrapolated pressure to be 992 millibars. This is a drop of 8 millibars since earlier. Hanna is well on its way to becoming a hurricane. Well, new Thor, got to give you credit for this one. Oh, you don't have to. I don't do it for the credit. I don't do it for the, amenities or the rewards. I do it because, man, I love being awesome. I love being the best planetary defense commander you guys have ever had. Hurricane warnings have been issued for Texas, and Hanna is forecasted to peak as a Category 1 during landfall. And I just want to say, there's a chance it could go to Category 2. And, I'm just saying, as things ask, I'm not saying that's what it's going to be, but I'm saying everybody needs to be ready for this thing to just kind of blow minds before dawn as a worst case scenario. That's how I would do it. Remember, she's still got like 24 hours, 20 hours to intensify. So everybody stay aware, stay cool, have a plan, be ready, and we will make it through 2020 together. I love you guys. God bless everyone. Hit the button, baby, and party dance time.